So are hearing from York County and the sheriff there. YCSO, as you can see here, stands ready to assist our brothers and sisters at CMPD in any way we can. Sheriff Kevin Tolson and our staff are monitoring the situation and praying for nothing but positive outcomes for all officers involved. And we are seeing sentiments like this from across our area out on social media. I know some of us have been tweeting or Xing, if you will, or putting on Facebook or Instagram any details as we find them. And I am just seeing constant outpouring from folks in the comments or in the reposts saying that they are praying for these officers as well. Certainly a difficult situation because we don't know how many officers yet are impacted, how many were shot. What is the nature of their injuries? How severe are these injuries? This is something that a lot of folks at home are waiting to hear with bated breath because they are very concerned, as we all are, for their conditions.
CMPD just posted seconds ago, CMPD saying other law enforcement agencies are still involved on an active scene in the Galway Drive area. More information will be released in a media briefing that will take place as soon as the situation stabilizes. So it doesn't even give us a time, but when this will stabilize, and that is unclear as we continue to follow the latest. The information is very limited. What CMPD does keep on putting out there is that roads are still blocked, so please expect delays. But you can see there, CMPD, this is going to be on loop now. CMPD and other law enforcement agencies are still involved on an active scene in the Galway Drive area. More information will be released in a media briefing that will take place as soon as the situation stabilizes, posted just 1 minute ago.
Now, we know that this media briefing could likely take place at a media staging area, and so we've been made aware of what that location is, and we have dispatched actually multiple crews. We will have multiple crews at this media staging area. Hopefully this is where the media briefing takes place, and so as soon as that information comes down, as soon as that briefing happens, you are going to see it here on air and also, of course, everywhere that we're streaming right now online.
You're watching this video sort of on loop of CMPD units going by, medic going by, full lights and sirens. You can hear it and see it. These are the pictures we have right now from someone who obviously someone who pulled over and took the video. As we get crews positioned with CMPD saying that this is still a very active scene and gunfire it's a dangerous scene, we are keeping our crews in a safe position as well as they try to get a location where they can come to us live.
And of course, those crews are out in various areas around the impacted area, but also, as we mentioned, areas where we think information directly from authorities might be coming out. We actually have heard from one of our crews who spoke with a woman, and she says that she is in this area when the kerfuffle is happening, if you will, and apparently has video that she has of these officers pulling up in her yard and jumping out. And if you could just take a listen to hear what she has to say.
First of all, at 2 o'clock, they shut this street down. So I asked somebody who was on the street what happened, and he said they're shooting, somebody's shooting. So I came out and went to Shannon House to get into the neighborhood, because my house is apparently in the middle of the center of all of this. So coming across Shannon House, the police stopped all traffic. You can't turn, you can't come down the plaza, anything. So SWAT, everybody starts coming. Apparently SWAT is pulled into our driveway. From the cameras we can see that the police are getting out their car with their guns drawn. So we don't know if the shooter is there's a lake back there, if the shooter is there, or where the shooter actually is in the midst of all of this. But I just know that they tell us we can't go home, those who live in the neighborhood.
We are coming up on 3:30 right now. I'm Jane Monreal, joined by Vanessa Rufus, as we are following this breaking news on an officer-involved shooting. Coming up on 2 hours since this first started on the 5000 block of Galway Drive in East Charlotte, just south of Milton Road.
A very concerning situation, as we are hearing from CMPD. Multiple law enforcement officers have been shot, And they say that this happened while CMPD, along with U.S. Marshals Task Force and potentially other agencies, were involved in some sort of operation at a home in the 5500 block of Galway Drive. So that is in the East Charlotte area. And so they say that this is a suspect who fired upon their officers, and we are seeing widespread impacts following that shooting.
They confirm multiple officers have been shot. The extent of their injuries unknown at this time, and how many suspects involved. We are still working to learn more about that. A staging area has been set up for media to gather that information, but CMPD will release more in a briefing once they deem the situation has stabilized. That is the last note they put out on social media, that this information will be released and it will take place as soon as the situation stabilizes, indicating that this is still very active, this is still very unstable and very dangerous.
And we are seeing, speaking of the impacts we just mentioned, a lot of concerns to traffic. We know that roadways are closed because we have law enforcement officers who are injured. We are hearing that major roadways, some thoroughfares to get from the scene to the hospitals, have been closed to make quicker way for these officers to get the medical care that they need. So not only are police asking you to avoid this immediate area where this reported shooting happened, but also try to be clear, of these major roadways heading towards hospitals where they might shut the roadways down to make way for these ambulances. We're even seeing impacts to local schools, Jane.
Absolutely. A number of schools affected. 4 of them were on a modified lockdown. Still unclear if they remain on a modified lockdown. That list is on your screen right now, including Devonshire Elementary, Briarwood Academy, Cochrane Collegiate, and Lawrence Orr Elementary School. But traffic and transportation, I should say, is impacted for all schools across CMS. And we're still seeing delays, and now we're going to be combining it with the afternoon drive. So it really is just a situation that's going to be tough if you need to hit the roads.
That's right. And just in from CATS, they say that you should be expecting delays for bus routes using 77 and 277. Limited service now for the area between CTC and French Street stations on the Gold Line. There is no service eastbound on the Gold Line at this time.
CMPD just wanting to put out there, keep reminding people, if you are just joining us, to stay inside your home if you haven't left, if you're just learning, if you're just hearing the sirens and you're looking at the lights and wondering what's going on, stay inside your home. If you have to make your way out and about on the roads, do so carefully. There's going to be a lot of traffic. A lot of these smaller neighborhood streets are closed. There are several detours posted because of this massive response.
Now, in a